Hey everyone, Tony here. Hope you're doing well. It is Friday, October 26th. I have some very positive news for you guys. I hope you're holding strong despite the bear market that continues, even though we're seeing positive news. As I've covered many times, there is certainly manipulation going on in the market, prices being suppressed. Also, we know that a lot of some of the big money has been buying over the counter, and during this phase is very much the infrastructure stage where a lot of the big players are getting in. They're setting up their services, custody services, and so forth. So once you understand these things that are happening behind the scenes, it will give you confidence to just hold because, of course, that big money that is buying up a lot of the crypto over the counter and setting up their services, for the bigger markets, or I should say for the bigger investors to come in and for more retail investors, they would, of course, need the price to go up, and we're going to ride that wave. So I hope you guys understand that. And it's slowly but surely happening. And we've talked a bit about some catalysts like the launch of BACT. Also, if you hear anything from the SEC as far as a Bitcoin ETF approval, some people like Mike Novogratz, Rand Neuner, and some other industry influencers are saying that the Bitcoin ETF should be approved by Q1 2019, so sometime February or March. So if the bull run doesn't happen this year, because no one can accurately predict the future, so it seems like all signs are pointing towards February, March. But could the launch of BACT spark that bull run? Sure. Can we hold on? Is that a guarantee? No. We can't. We don't have a crystal ball here. But we look at the facts, as I always say, and then we make educated guess. Now, the positive news here that I have to share with you guys. Now, as you know, China has banned crypto trading, and we've talked a bit about this, where they will eventually start warming up to crypto, and I'm certain that they're going to unban eventually because they're going to see their neighboring countries making money off the crypto market and blockchain market, and all the money that they're going to be losing out on, especially as their economy right now, if you guys are aware of the news, is slowing down a bit. They're in a trade war with the U.S. So all these other factors, and the stock market and the failing fiat currencies around the world, other countries like the U.S., people are saying could potentially go into recession. All these factors will force these different countries like China and so forth to start playing more friendly with crypto, because it is a new asset class. It's where a lot of money is going to be going. It's an emerging industry as far as blockchain and crypto. So a Chinese court has ruled Bitcoin should be protected as a property. This is a big win. I really want you to think about this. A country that has banned crypto trading has said Bitcoin is a protected property. And if Bitcoin is a protected property, it then opens the door for other cryptocurrencies like your other altcoins. So an arbitration body in China has ruled that despite the country's central bank's ban on cryptocurrency trading, Bitcoin should still be legally protected as a property with economic values. Now, we know a lot of mining is done in China as well. That's a separate conversation as far as decentralization and centralization. But a lot of mining, over 50% of the hash rate is controlled in China, as well as Ethereum. So the Shenzhen Court of International Arbitration published a case analysis on Thursday via WeChat, detailing its ruling on a recent economic dispute that involved a business contract relating to possession and transfer of crypto assets. According to the case analysis, the unnamed plaintiff signed a contract agreement with the defendant, which allowed the latter to trade and manage a pool of cryptocurrencies on the plaintiff's behalf. However, the plaintiff said the defendant failed to and refused to return the cryptocurrencies after an agreed deadline. As a result, they brought the case to the arbiter, seeking the return of the assets with interest. The cryptocurrencies at dispute included 20 Bitcoin, 50 Bitcoin Cash, and 13 Bitcoin Diamond, worth $493,148 combined. While there is no specific law in China governing cryptocurrencies, the arbiter's analysis offers a window into its thinking on the nature of the financial technology. So what we're going to start seeing, even in the United States and different countries around the world, is unique cases coming up that mirror real world transactions of people suing, disputes, whatever it is, where it involves cryptocurrencies, and is going to force the governments, force their hand to put out regulations and rules and to be clear and stop dragging their feet. But the fact that this is happening in China, given the ban, is a very positive sign. So we're slowly but surely seeing the governments are starting to bend to crypto here, bend the knee, so to speak, right? And we know they're not going to kill it. Obviously, China being on the extreme end of banning it, but Japan has legalized Bitcoin as a cryptocurrency. We know South Korea is big on crypto. So it is emerging in many different countries. And we're also seeing in Venezuela, where the fiat currency has failed. I mean, the inflation is ridiculous. You guys know the story there, what's going on, but people are starting to use crypto. So it's gonna be a combination of factors, where, like I said, these real life situations coming up where these governments are forced to adopt to crypto here. And this is a good sign to see out of China. I'm telling you, if China opens up for trading, guys, for crypto, it's going to be big. It's going to be another pillar in the market when you think about volume, right? Japan, South Korea, and so forth. There's a lot of volume that comes out there. And I believe if China opens it up, it's going to be significant. So very good sign. I wanted to share that with you guys. And we can expect to see more of this. And we know China is on the extreme end. There's other countries that are more crypto friendly, obviously. Malta leading the charge, of course. Now, something on taxes, guys. So IRS advisors call for more tax guidance on crypto transactions. So we know that obviously if you cash out your crypto, you have to pay capital gains tax, at least in the United States, as far as I know. As far as I know for the US, I don't know for other countries. But, there are some little things like the IRS had said that you have to pay, even if you transfer between cryptocurrencies, you have to pay something there, which I feel is ridiculous. But there's people pushing to really get more clarity, because it's not very clear on, like transferring, let's say, Bitcoin to XRP or XRP back to Bitcoin or Ethereum, whatever it is, right? So an advisory committee to the U.S. Internal Revenue Service believes the agency should provide clearer guidelines on how cryptocurrency transactions may be taxed. In a new report published on October 24th, the Information Reporting Program Advisory Committee highlighted cryptocurrencies' rise in popularity, noting that there has also been an equal rise in question as to the applicable tax consequences. The IRS has already issued one notice back in 2014 stating that cryptocurrencies are treated as a form of property for tax purposes, reiterating that position in a statement published in March ahead of the April 15 tax filing deadline. Yet, according to the report, many industry and tax practitioners still question other tax consequences of cryptocurrency transactions. So there's obviously, besides cashing out, like I said, the transfer between different currencies, they may be looking at tax end, but it's not very clear. And I think they need to make it more clear and provide additional details. So the fact that this is happening it shows where we're headed, and definitely, guess who is going to definitely want to know about this? Not just you and I, the big money, the millionaires, the whales. If they're going to be investing, going to Fidelity and TD Ameritrade and these Wall Street firms, they're going to want to have full clarity on what they need to do with taxes, because that is, of course, very important to them. So another positive movement towards clarity and to set up the infrastructure, right? To get all these things in place. So definitely a good sign. Now, this news here, I think, is a very, very bullish and interesting. Mastercard wants to patent a fractional reserve cryptocurrency bank. Now, I'm sure all of you watching this video know about who Mastercard is and who they are. Like the second largest credit card company processor in the world, behind Visa, I believe. Mastercard has gone all the way through the stages of the resistance proverb. First they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, then you win. Cryptocurrencies, let me just jump ahead here. like most financial companies, Mastercard never expected the blockchain, and by the time they took note of it, they were unprepared for the changes it could and will bring. So their earliest reactions were to say not positive, to say at least were not positive. A massive firm, however, they were at the same time studying the technology and looking for ways to utilize it, as well as looking for ways to legally make use of cryptocurrency. So as you can see, crypto and blockchain is getting the attention of all the major corporate giants, Wall Street giants, banks, credit card companies. Everyone now is scrambling. What are we going to do? How do we integrate blockchain? How do we adopt the cryptocurrencies? How do we, offer a service, custody service, trading services, whatever it is, a bank service? So this is very interesting. So now, for some years after initially associating cryptocurrencies with crime, listen to this, Mastercard is seeking a patent for fractional reserve management of blockchain assets. You read that right, and they are likely to a number of cryptonauts laughing their heads off as they digest this. Fractional reserve banking is one of the problems Bitcoin was designed to solve. It is a practice which most who gravitate towards cryptocurrencies would prefer to see eradicated. In general, Bitcoiners are not fans of debt-based currency. Bitcoin and most other cryptocurrencies are therefore regarded as sound money. So this is very interesting, guys. The patent Mastercard is seeking describes a system which will simultaneously track crypto assets and fiat assets. Essentially, it's a web wallet with a combination of current cryptocurrency and fiat accounts. So see what's happening here, guys? Mastercard, which is making money hand over fist, being one of the largest credit cards processors in the world, now exploring how they can provide banking essentially for crypto. Do you see where we are headed? We are very much in the early stages. This is a very young market. We are the early adopters. We just have to be patient. Those of you, I see the comments, people are getting so frustrated. We're seeing all these positive news. You have to get beyond that, because you don't want to have weak hands and sell at the wrong time and get out the market. And I'm going to share this here with you guys. This is on Barclays.com. The URL here is wealth.barclays.com. And this cycle of investor emotions, many of you have seen this, right? Where Wall Street guys use it, where people go through the optimism, the excitement, the exuberance, and then they go into denial and fear and desperation, panic, capitulation, and all of that, depression. Don't get to the place where you're depressed or in despair, guys. You have to look at the facts, which I'm sharing with you right now, and don't operate by emotions and also that you're in a position where, oh my God, I need money now. I need to make $1 million or whatever. That's the wrong approach, and you're setting yourself up for failure. So you guys just hold on to your crypto, watch what the whales are doing, and let it unfold. Let the infrastructure be set up, because I think the more the infrastructure is set up where a lot of, the Fidelities and your TD Ameritrade and all these, big investors or big companies are in here, and they're ready to provide the service, the sooner, once they have everything set up, that's a better for us. What I mean is, if the bull run starts prematurely before these people actually have like all their services in place, it may not be as big as if they were to fully roll out all their services. We know like TD Ameritrade is coming, Fidelity next year, right? So maybe we do need to be a bit patient to see a bigger bull run. I hope you understand that, right? Where you have these big companies and whales, and they haven't fully launched yet, and we want the bull run now, but maybe it's best we wait for them to get their things in order, and that will add another layer to the bull run to make it bigger. I'm just thinking logically here. I'm sure I want the price to go up, guys. I have skin in the game here. I'm invested, so I want the price to absolutely go up. But I have to be real, be real here as well. I got to make sure we come back to reality. That just because I want it doesn't mean it's going to happen on my timeline or when I want it to. But what we always, like I said, we're looking at the facts. We're looking at who's making what moves, right? Not just what they're saying, but what are they doing? What are they setting up? And as we can see, all signs pointing towards growth, adoption, infrastructure being built up, especially for the big money and other retail investors as well. Now, cryptocurrency exchange Yobit.net tweeted that today that they added Ripple XRP. So I've personally not used them, and they have a very interesting cover photo here on Twitter. Definitely not related to crypto. I'm not complaining, but you guys see what I'm talking about. I've not used them. I've not heard of them before, but I guess they've been around for a while. And here's what their interface looks like. But they have added XRP. What we've been seeing is more exchanges listing XRP with fiat pairing, and of course, exchanges adding XRP as a base currency, and exchanges launching fully powered by XRP as a base currency, DCEX. And we have XRP United. So we can absolutely expect to see more of this. And this is a good sign for those of us who are holding XRP, because it means as the next bull runs come, people will have easy access to purchase XRP, being the number 3 crypto. And as I've stated before, as these banks and financial institutions start rolling out an XRapid, as the companies within the Spring Initiative start implementing XRP, as you've seen my interview with the founder of Omni, and as the Ripple, as XRP being added as a base currency, all these things are going to contribute to high volumes, and I believe, and as well as their Codius smart contract, which is coming, I believe all these things will contribute to XRP eventually being number 1 in the crypto market. Now, is that going to happen next month? No. It has to, the adoption and utility has to roll out. So be patient, guys. Even if and I'm being real here, I'm being absolutely transparent. And like I said, I would love the bull run to start right now or tomorrow so I can make money. But we have to be realists here. We have to really think about this and what's going on. Think about the bigger picture. Think about the business aspect. I always try to bring you guys back to the business aspect as well, because that's what's going to help drive the utility when these businesses and companies and so forth can implement and use some of these tokens and so forth and integrate it into our daily lives, shopping, commerce, whatever it is. That's when we're really going to see the takeoff. And you know what? We may not see a bull run until 2019, Q1 2019, when the SEC might approve a Bitcoin ETF. But you have to be mentally prepared for that. I know, one of the things, I did a video on it, was there was a prediction saying that Ripple XRP would go to $589 by the end of the year. I personally, just my opinion, and I'm not against anyone who says that it is, I personally don't believe in that. I believe I'm still holding to my prediction of between $10 to $15, but I could be wrong. I could absolutely be wrong. But I'm doing that off an educated guess based on the things that are to come. The fact that 3 financial institutions will go live this quarter on XRapid. We have those confirmed, and we'll see what happens, guys. But like I said, we're the early adopters. We are ahead of the curve. We have the potential to make some significant returns and profit and money here, guys. But we got to be patient. I always like to tell you guys to look back at the charts. Go back and look at Bitcoin's rise. Go back and look at Ethereum's rise and even XRP. All these, and Litecoin and Bitcoin, even Bitcoin Cash, even though I don't like Bitcoin Cash. Go back and look at where they were, all below a penny at one point, right? And they grew, and just imagine the people. You guys heard the stories. Just Bitcoin's been around since 2009, guys. 2009. And just imagine the people who sold in 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013. And if they were patient, and don't get me wrong, even if they cashed out some profits around that point, and they made some money, that's fine. But the idea is, if you bought even at 2015 and you just held at least, you would have made some significant money in the last bull run up. And even now, because the price is higher than it's been, as far as a low every year, right? Same thing with Ethereum. So you have to have that perspective. Look back at the charts and be patient. Like I shared here, this is on Barclays, this cycle of investor emotions. And I always tell you guys, don't invest with your emotions. Use logic, use facts, think about these things, look at the moves being made, and you know, never buy at the all-time highs. Obviously, I'm not an investor. I'm just giving my opinion. I'm not an investment advisor, excuse me, or a financial advisor. I'm just giving my opinion on what I personally do. I don't buy the highs. I buy in the lows, the dips. That's when you sometimes have to go the contrarian way. And right now, you know, people are kind of in the bear market getting frustrated and tired and want to sell and whatever. And I'm looking ahead. I'm looking at the bigger picture because I see who's the major players getting in this market. And like I said, there's some manipulation and price suppression, but that's okay. Young market, they're gonna do that, but it can't stay like that forever. They have to make money, right? So just remember that the big money that's buying even over the counter has to make money. If they buy it and they're just holding and it just keeps going sideways or going down, nobody makes money, right? It has to go back up, and that's where we're gonna ride that wave. And you know, markets are going to mature. We're going to see utility, integration, and then you know, the market's just going to mature. Like I said, the goal for what these guys are trying to do is move it in the direction of the stock market, where stock exchanges are going to start listing you know, cryptos. I talked about security tokens, asset-based tokens, and things like that are to come, the future, the next layer. So big things are ahead. But like I said, be patient. Just keep holding. Look at the facts. So anyway, what do you guys think about this news? I think this China news is big. The fact that they're saying these things even though cryptocurrency is banned, and of course a lot of mining is done there. So I think China is going to warm up eventually, guys. It may take some time, but they will. The IRS advisor is looking for more tax guidance. And like I said, read between the lines here. They're not doing this just for maybe you and I, but definitely for the big money. The big money wants to know what are my tax implications. Mastercard looking to do a fractional reserve crypto bank, guys. Yobit has listed XRP. So leave your thoughts and comments below. Thumbs up if you like this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook and Twitter. And guys, as I've said before, if you want to share my channel with your friends and family, I really appreciate that. You know my approach, factual, logical, business approach here, no over speculation. So folks who may want to learn, you know, some of your friends or family who may want to learn about crypto. So thank you guys for your support, and I will talk to you all later.